Welcome to another episode of Digital Monday. And though it is sunny here in Denver, Colorado, it is most definitely hoodie weather. Today I'm going to show you how to print hoodies on the Epson F2100, and we're going to make it real easy. We're going to use Platen risers and a few other things that are guarantee you get good prints. We don't like boring hoodies with nothing on them. We like radically printed hoodies with Hank Williams on the back that are nice and vibrant. So follow me inside and I'm going to show you how to do a few things. We're going to work with Platen risers. We're going to make sure our platen height is the right height. We're going to do a few other things to make sure you guarantee perfect prints every time. So if you've been watching any Digital Mondays, you know I go over the details on how to print perfect on the Epson F2100. And with the hoodie, it's really no different. We're going to use a good nozzle check. We're going to use good Pretreat. We're going to use a good quality hoodie. We're going to print on the back of this thing first, and then we're going to do the left chest. We're going to use a Platen riser, show you how easy hoodies really are. Let's get started. So the first thing we have to do is make sure we have a good nozzle check. That's critical, as you all know. As you can see, our nozzles look good. Even if there was a few out here and there, that wouldn't be a big deal. So we have a few out on the whites, no big deal. Looks really good. When it comes to pre-treating, we want to use distilled water. And we put in, we're going to do 50-50, so there's 500 milliliters of distilled water. And then I'm using EcoFreen, which is a really good pre-treat for hoodies and a number of other really bright prints on cottons. Really good EcoFreen pre-treat. The only difference here is we got to cure it a little bit longer, so around 120 seconds as opposed to 100. And we're going to do 1,000 milliliters. Shake it up well, and this is going to be our pre-treat setup. Now we're going to pre-treat like we normally would, hoodie towards the back. We're going to do round trip 4 because we're doing 50-50. We want to saturate the garment pretty well. We're going to put a piece of parchment paper down. I like this stuff because it doesn't stick. You can get it at shopmelco.com. I'll put a link down below. Cure standard, 300 and some degrees until dry. Hoodies take a little longer to dry because they absorb so much moisture. So I just ensure that they are, but look at that steam. You know it's done. Now, because we have a perfect nozzle check and I pre-treated perfectly with the EcoFreen pre-treat, and I'm using a good hoodie from Just Hoods USA, my default settings on those type of setups and that perfect application is level 5 with double strike, and then I like to reduce white area by 4. You can bump up ink density if you want a little bit, but I don't see any need to. We should have good results here. So since we're printing on the back of the hoodie, I'm going to load it like I normally do. I'm using the TucLoc Platen because there's a number of jigs or Platen risers that we're going to use on this. I'll show you how to use those Platen risers when we get to the front of the hoodie, but also how to show you how to make your own Platen risers. But first, let's print the back of this thing. So I'm going to load it like I normally do, all the way back, pull it forward just a touch, make sure the seams underneath are even, tuck it in, make sure all my loose articles are floating around in the right spot. From here, all I need to do is press print. Well, no surprise there. Looks perfect as I anticipated. You do those 3 things right and you're going to get good results every time. If you haven't seen my videos on how to do that, make sure you watch them. But let's dry this thing. We'll get the front done, and then I'll be warm. I'm at 351 degrees for about 120 seconds, very little pressure. So we have the back done, which is easy because it just lays flat. We don't have to worry about the platen height error at all. We can be on our standard 2, down 2 platen size. But now we want to print on the left chest, and that can be a problem because of the pocket. Now, in printing a left chest, pre-treating a left chest, I can put it in the pre-treat machine if I want, but we carry this pre-treat in a can, which works really, really well. I'm going to just give it a little spray here. You'll see it kind of hits the garment just where I need it. It's a really nice, smooth application, and that's it. All I have to do now is put it in the heat press. Pre-treat is done here. No staining, looks really good. Ready to do some left chests. So when we thread it on normally with the front in the front, we have, and we're still on our platen height too, we have to get this left chest right. But if we go to put it in like this, we still have our pocket that's going to potentially throw the platen height error. So we want to ensure, one, that we test it, but you're going to see it throws the platen height error. The trick to this, and this is a useful trick, it doesn't matter if you're doing left chests on polos or hoodies, the trick is to use what we call a platen riser. Now, platen risers TucLoc actually makes platen risers for their platens. They have these holes in pre-drilled, and they have pins in their risers that you can set directly on the platen, and you're going to get that raised up little element. Say you're doing a zipper hoodie. The nice thing about these is it comes with a zipper hoodie jig. So you see that nice groove down the middle there? That allows for the hoodie with a zipper to sit right in there. If you want to try another way of doing a jig, mouse pads work. You can lay a mouse pad here. We're just doing the left chest of this hoodie, so this mouse pad would do a good job at keeping the seams below the print area or even with the print area, so we wouldn't throw that platen height error, and we wouldn't have to drop our platen way down to get fuzzy, to avoid a fuzzy print. Also, a piece of cardboard works. A lot of times I'll just double side tape or just tape down a piece of cardboard, and that'll give us that jig that works really, really well. Now, because my platen riser increases the thickness of my platen, see, I need to lower my platen. I have it all the way down to 8. So that is all the way down, and then that'll ensure that the printer still thinks it's printing on what would be normally a 2, but because we have this riser, it raised it up a little bit. It's actually now printing at an 8. But that'll ensure that you don't have that fuzziness when you print. So we're going to use our TucLoc with our platen riser on it. Where our platen is all the way down to 8. I'm going to load it like I normally do. Put my pocket right on the end of my platen riser. Another thing I like about the TucLoc is everything can be tucked in and fed nice and tight, so you don't have any of those extra like flimsy pieces of fabric that are floating over that could potentially throw that platen height error. So the TucLoc has a lot of benefits. I'll put a link in the description down below where you can get them on shopmelco.com. Really good product for doing some of this alternate type stuff. That looks really good. Nice and smooth and flat. No pockets sticking up. Why don't we send it in and see if we throw that error? We are ready to print. So I want to put a left chest on this hoodie. I'm going to put it right here. You've probably seen my video before on how to do a left chest, but this is a real simple way to do it. I'm going to show you. I bring my artwork in. I move it all the way to the right of the platen, and I typically move it down 1.5 or 2-ish from the top of the grid. From here, I'm going to hit level 5 or level 3 because I pre-treated it properly, as you guys know. I like to reduce the white area just a little bit, and with that, we can run this sucker. The left chest print's pretty quick. Looks as good as I expected. Now we'll take it to the heat press and make some money. Alright, that looks great. Nice and bright, vibrant, crisp and clear because we used the platen riser. We got nice, clean, crisp prints. Looks really good. This one's really helpful because a lot of people ask about hoodies, and I wanted to show how easy it really is. Do your nozzle check. Pre-treat properly, use a good quality hoodie, just like t-shirts. Use that platen riser tip and you're going to get great results. Be sure to check all the links down below for the paper, for the pre-treat solution, for the TucLoc Platen. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching. Watch all of our embroidery videos. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Digital Monday.